Men are so simple of mind and so much dominated by their immediate needs that a deceitful man will always find plenty who are ready to be deceived. You begin with that, the razor edge of Machiavelli's truth cutting the haze of your daily comfort. You wake up not as a king on his throne, but as a beggar tethered by 1,000 invisible chains. Notifications, likes, validations. The real enemy isn't out there. It's the dependence that claws at your will, that turns your throne into a cage. You carry attachments like armor, yet it weighs you down. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic warrior emperor, whispered to himself every dawn, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That was his battlefield, anchored in inner command. He mastered his desires, not by denial, but by claiming dominion over them. You face the same test each morning. Will you govern your impulses, or will they govern you? Picture this. You, frantic to text back the instant a message pings. You chase attention like prey, each like a drop of dopamine in your veins, losing power with each breath you give away. The battlefield is your daily habit loop. The cost of failure? You become reactive, your mind a puppet. The reward of mastery? Clarity, sovereignty, the universe bending to the discipline you wield. Now imagine a general in his fortress. A single stronghold, his comfort zone, anchors him. He cannot detach from it. In the war that surrounds him, his empire crumbles because he is anchored in place. That is you, when you cling to what holds you back. Detachment is not abandonment, it is strategy. Withdraw from what drains your command, so that your empire does not fall with the walls you refused to let go. Seize the battlefield. Refuse the leash of dependence. Walk away from what weakens you. You are the general of your own fate. You do not chase, you command. And when you walk away, everything starts chasing you. Detach. Dominate. Let the world chase your shadow. Everyone sees what you seem to be, but few know what you really are. You start with that. Machiavelli laying bare the thin veil between who you appear to be and who truly rules your mind. Your mind is your throne. Whoever governs it, fear or ambition, doubt or discipline, commands your entire empire. Imagine your mind as a throne room, carved from marble, echoing with silent power. This is where detachment begins. The Stoics called it negative visualization, mental armor forged by rehearsing loss. Seneca taught that all we have is on loan from fortune. If you practice letting go in your mind, nothing outside can enslave you. Marcus Aurelius woke before dawn and whispered to himself that the people he'd face might be ungrateful, cruel, deceitful, but none could harm him unless he let them. That's the battlefield within. Steel your mind to detach from outcomes. You rule your kingdom when you prepare for every attack. Now picture your scrolling thumb as a beggar offering trinkets to the crowd. Every reply, every attention you crave is currency you give away. You scroll, hoping for connection, for validation. But in truth, you're giving away your power like a king handing out coins from his treasury. The dopamine pings, the validation thirst. It's a trap. You feed the beast that weakens your reign. Detach. Stop trading your crown for fleeting approval. Visualize a court inside your mind. There your fears plot, like usurpers whispering betrayal. Desires dance, flattering you with false comfort. Ambitions tower, barking demands. They clash. Each wants your throne. If you do not intervene, they tear your kingdom apart. This is your inner court at war. Take control. Command that court. Remove the usurpers. Seat yourself unquestioned on the throne. Detached free. The fickle applause, the intermittent praise. Let go of outcomes you cannot master. This is not retreat. It's strategy. It's saying, I govern the kingdom of me, and nothing external breaks my reign. Weigh the stakes. Failure means surrendering your mind to chaos, letting impulse sit where judgment should be. Success, sovereignty, clarity. Every decision becomes a calculated strike, not a reaction. Act now. Begin the ritual. At dawn, rehearse loss, of praise, of outcome, of comfort. Practice stillness. Let no whisper steal your crown. You are the architect of your mind. You build the fortress. You decide who rules, detach, or be dethroned. Whoever conquers others is strong. Whoever conquers himself is mighty. That is the law of the morning, the first battle of your day. Dawn is a battlefield. The world has not yet risen to challenge you. Yet the war begins the moment your eyes open. The first actions you take, before the sun climbs, before the mind awakens, determine whether you will command your empire or bow to it. Every morning is a test of sovereignty, a chance to seize dominion over the invisible chains that threaten to enslave you. Your brain is a weapon in its prime. Scientists call it the cortisol awakening response, the surge of alertness that sets the stage for focus, discipline, and control. In that narrow window, your mind is at its peak, a sharpened blade poised for battle. Do you wield it with strategy or let it rust on idle scrolls? Marcus Aurelius rose before the city stirred, preparing himself to meet life's chaos with a calm mind and a sharpened will. The Stoics understood that the morning is a crucible. Master it, and you master yourself. Fail, and the chains of distraction tighten, unseen but suffocating. Now look at your phone, glowing like an enemy's campfire. Every notification, every scroll is an ambush. You swipe, you tap, you chase the illusion of control, while your empire slips past your grasp. The battlefield is digital now, but the rule remains eternal. Act first, dominate first, or surrender. The scroll before thought is submission. The moment you scroll without command, you have surrendered your throne before the sun rises. You become reactive, your empire responding to others instead of shaping the world around you. Picture a soldier at dawn. He fumbles for his weapon, hesitating, caught between sleep and alertness. The enemy moves first, striking where he is weakest. That soldier is you. Every morning you fail to act with precision, to seize your first victory over desire, inertia, and distraction. The battle is silent, unseen, yet the consequences echo through every decision of your day. Each missed moment of discipline is a wound to your sovereignty. Each deliberate, controlled action is a sword stroke toward freedom. Take the first strike. Leave the phone down. Rise with intent. Command your body and mind before the world imposes its chaos. Let the first hour of light be yours, a fortress of discipline, a declaration of mastery. Your morning sets the tone. Your rhythm dictates the empire you will build. Begin with control, and all else bends to your will. Win your dawn, rule your day. Men in haste are always defeated. Machiavelli spoke these words as a warning, yet you rarely hear it in the chaos of your own mind. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is the forge where power is tempered, the pause where dominion is claimed. The world moves, shouts, and demands attention. But the one who holds position first, who masters the art of waiting, commands the outcome. Your empire is not built by rushing. It is secured by restraint. Consider the science beneath the silence. Neuroscience calls it delayed gratification, the ability to resist the immediate for the superior. Meditation trains this muscle of the mind. When you pause, when you resist the pull of every notification, every distraction, you strengthen circuits that govern control, clarity and focus. This is your arsenal, invisible yet lethal. The morning that is rushed is surrendered. The morning that is still is conquered. Every pause is a weapon. Every breath a blade. Now, imagine negotiation. You sit across the table from an opponent, a competitor, someone who believes the loudest, the fastest, the first wins. You say nothing. You breathe. You wait. The silence stretches like a battlefield, thick with tension. In their discomfort, they reveal their position, their weakness. Every word they fill into the void is ammunition for your strategy. Stillness bends them. Stillness controls the pace. Stillness seizes power without striking. Visualize the predator, the lion crouched in tall grass. Its body is motionless, yet it surveys the herd with complete awareness. Every muscle is coiled, every sense attuned, every second calculated. The prey moves, thinking they dictate the chase. Yet the lion does not strike too soon. The moment of action is precise, devastating, unstoppable. The pause is not emptiness, it is preparation. Stillness is control. Stillness is patience, turned into power. Take command of your pauses. Resist the compulsion to react. Sit in the silence. Breathe into the void and watch the world reveal itself to you. Every impulse to move without reason is a chain you can break. Every moment of calculated stillness is a throne you occupy. This is mastery. This is sovereignty. Every battle you fight outside begins with the conquest inside. Do not confuse movement with momentum. Do not mistake haste for power. True power waits. True power is observed. True power strikes only when victory is certain. Stand firm. Breathe. Hold position. Let the world charge forward in chaos, while you dominate from your calm, unshakable center. Stillness is the weapon. Wait, watch, win. Men rise by removing the obstacles in their path, not by hugging them to life. Machiavelli warned that to survive, to conquer you must remove the root of the problem completely. There is no mercy for weakness on the battlefield of life. Every attachment, every habit, every person who drains your will. These are the hidden enemies in your court, plotting your decline. If you fail to cut them away, they will cut you down. Sovereignty demands ruthlessness. You cannot rule a kingdom with chains around your ankles. Look at the power of detachment as a weapon. Toxic friendships, addictions, endless loops of validation. They are parasites feeding on your strength. They whisper that comfort is safety, that loyalty means tolerance, that indulgence equals pleasure. Each yes to distraction, each tolerance for weakness, is a blade aimed at your back. You allow them to occupy your throne, and slowly, imperceptibly, they erode your empire. The battlefield is not outside. It is within, where your will battles for survival. Visualize a king in the heart of his empire. Behind him, bridges stretch into the past. Comfort, old loyalties, easy paths. To conquer fully, he burns them. No retreat, no temptation to turn back. Every bridge reduced to ash is freedom won. The enemy will follow, but only on your terms. That is detachment in practice, the ruthless elimination of all that threatens your reign. This is not cruelty for the sake of cruelty. It is a strategy. It is power. It is sovereignty. Every addiction you break, every toxic influence you cut, every validation you refuse to chase is a sword stroke to weakness. You do not explain. You do not apologize. You remove what jeopardizes your throne. Success favors the relentless, the disciplined, the unflinching. Hesitation invites collapse. In your modern world, the battlefield is subtle but lethal. The group chat, the constant check for likes, The validation of strangers. These are no different than spies behind castle walls, slowly poisoning your authority. Recognize them. Expose them. Destroy them. Every moment you cling, every compromise you make, you are giving away power that will never return. Take the axe to weakness. Sever what drains you. Let go of the comfort that diminishes. Stand in the fire of your own decisive action. Only then will your throne be untouchable. Only then will you walk through life with the confidence of one who fears nothing, because nothing can claim them. Cut the chains. Claim the crown. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few know what you really are. Machiavelli spoke of perception as the battlefield where wars are won without a single sword drawn. The mask you wear is your first weapon. Detachment is not only an inner practice, it is the armor that signals command, the quiet thunder that bends others to your will. Power does not announce itself in frenzy. It whispers in stillness, in calm, in the unfazed gaze of one who rules from the throne of self-mastery. Napoleon Bonaparte understood this. Amid the chaos of battle, cannons roaring, soldiers screaming, he stood composed, his posture immaculate, his expression controlled. The enemy and his own troops read in his calm what they could not see in numbers or strategy. A mind untouched by panic, a will unbroken by uncertainty. That calm was contagious, contagious enough to rally armies and crush opponents before the fight even began. The lesson is clear. Mastery of self is mastery of perception. If you command your internal storm, others will follow the shadow of your control. In modern arenas, the same principle applies. In leadership, business negotiations, even dating, the person who remains detached first sets the frame. The frantic, the reactive, the desperate, these are the ones who bow without realizing it. The one who smiles faintly, who waits for others to reveal their intent, who holds judgment and emotion in check. They dictate the rhythm. Detachment communicates superiority. It is an invisible crown worn by those who understand that power is felt, not shouted. Picture a negotiation between two rulers. One sweats, shifting in his chair, voice rising with every argument. The other leans back slightly, eyes steady, lips curved in a faint, unreadable smile. The throne does not change hands through speeches. It tilts instantly toward the one who appears unshakable. Every decision, every concession, every glance is measured. The mask of calm is a weapon that bends reality before any move is made, and the outcome is sealed without the clash of swords. Your own mask must be deliberate. Detachment is your stance, your tone, your silent authority. Let chaos surround you. Let others wrestle with panic and uncertainty. Hold your throne. Display nothing but composure. The eyes that watch you will interpret stillness as power. The minds that oppose you will bend to your rhythm. Detachment is not avoidance. It is domination without effort. Command begins with what is seen, but it is reinforced by what is held within. Practice your mask. Wear detachment as armor and weapon both. Never reveal the tremor beneath the calm. Every moment you are unshaken. The empire of perception bends to your will. You do not argue. You do not explain. You control by the quiet assertion of your sovereignty. Calm is power. Wear it. Rule through it. Men in war often die not because of the enemy, but because of themselves. Machiavelli understood that the fiercest battlefield is within, where hesitation, fear, and doubt lurk like hidden assassins. To master detachment, to rule without surrender, you must become the assassin of your own emotional weaknesses. Every fear you tolerate, every impulse you indulge, every uncontrolled emotion is a traitor in your court. Strike them down before they strike you. The samurai called it Mushin, no mind. A warrior free from attachment, from fear, from distraction, moves with lethal clarity. Death does not frighten him. Hesitation does. In life, the same principle applies. The moment you allow fear, rage, or envy to rise unchecked, you surrender the throne of your mind. Anger can destroy careers. Panic can ruin empires. Hesitation can hand victory to the unworthy. The inner assassin does not hesitate, and neither can you. Picture your mind as a shadowy fortress. Within its corridors dwell fears, anxieties, and emotional weaknesses, plotting in silence. Now envision an assassin, invisible and precise, moving silently through these halls. One by one, the enemies of your clarity fall. The fear of failure, gone. The desire for approval, erased. Emotional outbursts, the traitors executed before they can strike. Each strike is deliberate, each removal a victory in the war for your throne. This is not imagination. It is tactical mastery over self. In the modern world, the consequences of failing this inner mission are immediate and brutal. A single outburst at the wrong meeting can shift the balance of power. A temper flaring online can destroy reputations built over years. A mismanaged reaction can cost you influence, respect, and opportunity. Every unchecked emotion is a saboteur on your battlefield, ready to topple the empire you've built with patience and strategy. The assassin within you ensures that these saboteurs never see the light of day. Discipline begins in silence. Observe your impulses. Identify the weaknesses hiding behind excuses. Strike decisively. Remove what threatens your equilibrium before it acts. This is not cruelty to self. It is protection. It is power. It is survival. The assassin within you does not hesitate, does not mourn, does not question. You must be as precise and ruthless with your internal enemies as you would be with any opponent on the field. Let this discipline extend into every corner of your life. Every fear neutralized, every craving controlled, every destructive emotion dismantled strengthens your throne. You walk through the world untouchable, not because you intimidate with force, but because you have eliminated the traitors within. The empire of your mind becomes invincible, your decisions unshakable, your will absolute. Strike the weakness, own the throne. Men are driven by desire, yet those who serve it become slaves. Machiavelli understood that unbridled hunger is the enemy of sovereignty. Desire is not weakness, it is a beast within, waiting for mismanagement to turn loyalty into domination. To master detachment, you must feed the wolf on your terms, not the other way around. Every craving unattended or uncontrolled is a chain wrapped around your throne. Every impulse indulged blindly strengthens the predator within, ready to devour your will and dictate your actions. Science confirms what strategists and sages have known for centuries. Pavlovian conditioning proves that desire is programmable. Repetition, reward, and focus shape the mind's cravings. Left unchecked, the wolf within grows wild, snapping at every distraction, every temptation, every fleeting thrill. But when disciplined, that same hunger becomes a tool, an engine you control, a predator trained to strike only when commanded. This is the art of feeding the wolf, not being consumed by it. Look around today. Social media, consumer culture, constant notifications. They are the forests where the wolves run, free. Every scroll, every like, every impulsive click is a morsel thrown into the maw of your inner beast. The system is designed to feed your desires without strategy, to make you chase fleeting highs while losing control of your throne. Each unchecked craving strengthens the predator, diminishes your authority, and weakens the empire of your mind. Now, imagine a warrior with two wolves inside him. One moves with discipline, controlled hunger and focus. The other howls with desperation, impatient, reckless, consuming itself and everything nearby. Every action, every thought, every decision is a battle between these two beasts. Only one can survive. Which wolf do you serve? Which wolf do you feed? The one that obeys your command, or the one that devours your will? Strategic feeding requires mastery. You acknowledge desire without surrendering to it. You allow the wolf to eat, but only portions measured by your plan, by your vision, by your throne. You turn cravings into fuel, not chains. You transform raw hunger into precision, into execution, into dominance. Each act of restraint is a sharpening of your claws, a strengthening of your instincts, a refinement of your predator's mind. Control your wolf before it controls you. Notice its stirrings, recognize its hunger, assign it purpose, channel it. Let it work for you, not against you. The warrior who feeds the wolf blindly is consumed. The warrior who commands the beast becomes untouchable. When you walk through the world, you carry not a beast on a leash, but a loyal predator at your side. Hungry, precise, obedient. Its power magnifies yours. Its instincts serve your throne. Its hunger becomes your weapon. Desire, when mastered, is no longer a threat. It is the engine of your conquest, the silent ally that ensures nothing you desire is beyond reach. Feed with strategy. Command the beast. He who knows when to fight and when not to fight will win. Sun Tzu did not speak of luck, whim, or brute force. He spoke of calculation, of positioning, of the quiet art of detachment. Life is not a game of dice. It is a chessboard, and every move matters. To chase recklessly is to surrender your throne before the battle even begins. To wait, to study, to place yourself where opportunity converges with power. That is mastery. Detachment allows you to see the board clearly. It teaches you patience, restraint, and awareness. The impulsive pawn runs forward, desperate to prove its worth, to seize what it cannot hold. It is devoured first, sacrificed without thought. The patient queen, the one who calculates, who studies the battlefield, moves only when the moment is theirs to command. One controls the board, one is crushed by it. Life punishes the restless, and it rewards the disciplined. In business, in relationships, in influence, this principle is timeless. The hustler who chases every client, every lead, every fleeting trend, spreads themselves thin, losing the power of focus. The leader who positions, who cultivates presence, who waits for alignment, commands influence before a word is spoken. The dater who chases every text, every reaction, every validation, is controlled by desire. The one who positions themselves as the prize sets the frame, bending the interaction to their favor. Every movement becomes intentional, every encounter strategic, every victory inevitable. Imagine a battlefield. Pawns rush without vision. Knights collide in confusion. Chaos reigns. Yet on the same board, the patient queen observes, waits, and strikes at the precise moment. One move, and the tides turn. The difference is not power. It is position. One pawn perishes in haste. One queen dominates the battlefield through foresight. Life is no different. Chase, and you become prey. Position, and the world bends to you. Or design. Positioning begins with detachment. Do not let fear or desire dictate your steps. Detach from the immediate, from the noise, from the illusion of urgent opportunity. Watch. Calculate. Move only when the circumstances amplify your strength. Let the others exhaust themselves in pursuit while you rise, calm and unbothered, placing your pieces exactly where they will dictate the outcome. Every day, every decision, every interaction is part of your chessboard. Recognize where you are weak and where you are strong. Recognize the pawns around you, the knights, the bishops, the queens of influence and power. Position yourself not for today's desire, but for tomorrow's conquest. Let your patience carve your advantage. Let your restraint solidify your throne. Do not chase. Command the board. Move with intent. Let the world act recklessly around you while you dominate silently, strategically, mercilessly. Victory belongs not to the fastest, but to the one who controls the battlefield before the first clash of swords. Position with patience. Dominate without haste. Men shrink from adversity, yet it is adversity that forges the strongest wills. Machiavelli spoke not of luck, but of discipline, of ritual, of the unyielding hammer striking against the unshaped steel of your mind. Detachment is no gift. It is a weapon forged daily, a fortress built brick by brick, strike by strike. Without ritual, your will bends. Without repetition, your throne crumbles. The human brain thrives on patterns, on loops. Neuroscience confirms it. Habits carve the neural pathways that dictate behavior. Every repetition strengthens your control. Every deliberate act of restraint hammers your will into something unbreakable. The mind that bends under temptation, under emotion, under desire, has never been trained in the ritual of detachment. You must become the blacksmith of your own psyche. You must strike the same blows, at the same time, every day, until resistance becomes second nature. Modern warriors arm themselves with daily rituals, cold showers that shock the flesh, journals that empty the chaos of thought, digital fasts that starve the endless stream of distraction. These are not mere self-help trinkets. They are your forge. They are the hammer and anvil upon which your mind becomes steel. Each uncomfortable moment, each deliberate act of denial, hones patience, cultivates focus, and steels your detachment. The world will try to tempt you, to pull you into chaos, to convince you that immediate gratification is king. Resist, repeat, build the impervious mind. Picture a blacksmith at dawn, hammer in hand, striking molten steel again and again. The metal shrieks under the blows, bending and rebelling with every strike. But with each hammer, with each repetition, the steel hardens, gains resilience, becomes something that cannot be broken. That steel is your mind. Those daily rituals are the blows. The chaos of life is the fire. You do not flinch. You do not complain. You forge your will until it bends nothing. Not circumstance, not desire, not fear. Ritual is your training ground. It is where the weak are culled and the strong are made. Do not underestimate the small, repeated acts. The silent morning meditation, the journal entry you write even when tired, the phone left untouched while others scroll. Each act builds momentum. Each repetition tightens your grip on detachment. Without this, you drift, controlled by the currents of the world, a puppet of your impulses. With it, you stand like a fortress, immovable, commanding, unshaken. Do not treat ritual as optional. Treat it as sacred. Strike daily, resist daily, harden daily. Life will attempt to bend you with chaos, distraction, and desire. But your mind, forged in routine and ritual, will not yield. Your detachment will become instantine. Your throne will become permanent. Your enemies, external and internal, will bow before the silent strength of a mind unshaken by impulse or emotion. Forge your will. Build your rituals. Hammer your mind until it resists every blow. Stand unbending, unbroken, undeniable. Let the world rage and tempt, but let your throne be immovable, your discipline unassailable. Strike daily, harden your mind, dominate life. Men are driven by what they fear most. Conquer that, and nothing can touch you. Machiavelli's words echo through the centuries because they reveal the ultimate strategy. Untouchability is not about armor or weapons. It is about detachment. The fortress is not built of stone alone. It is built of mind, of discipline, of refusal to yield to the sirens of desire, opinion, and fear. To become untouchable, you must make the internal impregnable before the external even dares approach. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius faced empires, rebellions, and betrayal, yet his mind remained a citadel. Fame, insult, loss, they fell against him like arrows against steel. He mastered the art of indifference. This is not coldness. It is calculation. Detachment grants invulnerability. When your decisions are unshaken by praise or outrage, when your focus is immune to distraction, the world finds nothing to penetrate. You become untouchable, not by hiding, but by controlling the battlefield within yourself. Modern life tests this every second. The billionaire ignores fleeting trends, letting others chase validation in vain. The broke man bends and twists, reacting to every social signal, every perceived slight, every fleeting opportunity for clout. One thrives, unmoved. The other is consumed by noise. Detachment draws the line between sovereignty and slavery. To be untouchable, you must refuse to participate in the games that distract and enslave. Do not chase. Do not react. Position yourself so others bend to your rhythm, unaware of the fortress they approach but cannot breach. Visualize a fortress perched on the edge of a cliff. Storms crash, winds howl, lightning strikes, yet the walls remain unmoved. The tides rage below, eager to erode the foundation, but the structure endures because it was built for endurance. This is your mind. Each distraction, every attempt at manipulation, is a storm. Your detachment is the foundation. Your rituals, your steel-like will, your ability to stand unshaken, all are the walls that make you untouchable. Nothing external can break what has already been hardened internally. Do not confuse detachment with passivity. You remain a predator, not prey. You act when it serves you. You strike when timing is perfect. Yet nothing, no fear, no temptation, no social pressure, will force your hand. Every word that could provoke you falls harmlessly. Every seduction, every attempt at influence is repelled by the sheer weight of your unyielding mind. Your fortress is not a cage. It is a throne. You command from a height that none can reach, yet all must acknowledge. To reach this state, cultivate daily discipline, reinforce your inner citadel, and refuse to surrender to external validation. Let storms crash. Let the world rage. Let others bend and falter. You remain unmoved. You are not just surviving. You are sovereign. The untouchable mind is the ultimate throne, the final battlefield, and the prize is mastery of yourself and dominion over all distractions. Build your walls. Harden your foundation. Stand like the cliff that faces every tempest and breaks nothing. Let the storms test you. They will only prove your strength. Let the world attempt to sway you. It will only reveal its weakness. Come untouchable. Come eternal. Stand unmoved. Command your fortress. Let none breach you. Men are conquered not by force, but by restraint. He who controls himself controls the world. Machiavelli's words are not a lesson in patience. They are a battle strategy, a call to dominate without apparent effort, a declaration that true power lies in the predator who walks away. This is the climax of mastery. Detachment becomes your weapon, your posture, your invisible throne. You do not chase. You do not beg for loyalty, wealth, or influence. They follow you because you cannot be possessed. History is littered with men who understood this principle. Genghis Khan swept across continents, leaving cities conquered yet untouched, only to return when his timing dictated. He walked away, and the world bent to his vision. Marcus Aurelius, in the heart of opulent Rome, remained unmoved by luxury or praise, navigating empires and wars with a mind unshaken. Detachment was their crown. They demonstrated that the predator who does not chase is always the one in control. The world adapts to his rhythm, not the other way around. Modern leaders, the titans of business and influence, practice this principle every day. Elon Musk does not chase validation. He pursues vision. He walks toward his mission and leaves trends, critics, and distractions behind. Warren Buffett does not gamble with every fad. He stands firm in principles, while others sprint after the noise. They do not chase loyalty, fame, or money. The world comes to them because they have become untouchable in their focus. When you detach from what is trivial, you leave room for what matters to orbit around you. Imagine a lone wolf walking into the mountains. He moves silently, purposefully, unbothered by the noise of the forest below. The pack watches from afar, restless, uncertain, but instinctively, they follow the shadow he casts. His path is not dictated by them. He is not driven by their approval. He walks away from TCM. He distractions, the chases, the empty promises, and the world bends to the discipline of his movement. This is the essence of the predator's art. Walk away, and everything follows. To reach this apex, you must integrate every principle learned: stillness, detachment, mastery of hunger, elimination of weakness, and the forging of an iron will. Every ritual, every choice, every moment of restraint is a hammer striking your internal fortress. You become a predator not because you attack, but because you refuse to be prey. The world tests, provokes, tempts, but you remain unmoved. The storms crash against your walls, the pack follows your shadow, and loyalty gravitates toward your orbit. This is more than strategy. It is sovereignty. Your attention is precious. Your time is currency. Do not chase fleeting gain, fleeting admiration, fleeting distraction. Stand like the cliff against the storm. Move like the shadow that bends the pack. Let others scramble and plead while you walk toward the mountains, unshaken, unseen, yet inevitably followed. The predator who walks away turns desire into leverage, influence into inevitability, and patience into dominion. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. Your presence alone signals command. The less you grasp, the more the world offers. Wealth, loyalty, respect. They are drawn to your orbit because they cannot own you, cannot contain you, cannot replicate the force of your internal fortress. You are the apex predator in a world full of prey. Not because you strike hardest, but because you strike when the world does not expect it, and often, not at all. Every empire, every legend, every master of life understood this. To attract the world, first master yourself. To command respect, first walk away from triviality. To become irresistible, first become untouchable. The predator who walks away does not lose. He sets the terms. He moves the pieces while others remain obsessed with the dice. He is the chess master, the lone wolf, the emperor who needs no crown to be recognized. Stand now. Walk away from the distractions, the seductions, the empty battles. Build your fortress inside. Let your rituals hammer your will into steel. Let detachment become your armor and your throne. Walk toward your mission and let the world follow. The world has no choice. Walk away. Command everything. Let none possess you. Men are conquered not by force, but by restraint. He who controls himself controls the world. Machiavelli's words are not a lesson in patience. They are a battle strategy, a call to dominate without apparent effort, a declaration that true power lies in the predator who walks away. This is the climax of mastery. Detachment becomes your weapon, your posture, your invisible throne. You do not chase. You do not beg for loyalty, wealth, or influence. They follow you because you cannot be possessed. History is littered with men who understood this principle. Genghis Khan swept across continents, leaving cities conquered, yet untouched, only to return when his timing dictated. He walked away, and the world bent to his vision. Marcus Aurelius, in the heart of opulent Rome, remained unmoved by luxury or praise, navigating empires and wars with a mind unshaken. Detachment was their crown. They demonstrated that the predator who does not chase is always the one in control. The world adapts to his rhythm, not the other way around. Modern leaders, the titans of business and influence, practice this principle every day. Elon Musk does not chase validation. He pursues vision. He walks toward his mission and leaves trends, critics, and distractions behind. Warren Buffett does not gamble with every fad. He stands firm in principles while others sprint after the noise. They do not chase loyalty, fame, or money. The world comes to them because they have become untouchable in their focus. When you detach from what is trivial, you leave room for what matters to orbit around you. Imagine a lone wolf walking into the mountains. He moves silently, purposefully, unbothered by the noise of the forest below. The pack watches from afar, restless, uncertain, but instinctively, they follow the shadow he casts. His path is not dictated by them. He is not driven by their approval. He walks away from the distractions, the chases, the empty promises, and the world bends to the discipline of his movement. This is the essence of the predator's art. Walk away, and everything follows. To reach this apex, you must integrate every principle learned. Stillness, detachment, mastery of hunger, elimination of weakness, and the forging of an iron will. Every ritual, every choice, every moment of restraint is a hammer striking your internal fortress. You become a predator, not because you attack, but because you refuse to be prey. The world tests, provokes, tempts, but you remain unmoved. The storms crash against your walls. The pack follows your shadow, and loyalty gravitates toward your orbit. This is more than strategy. It is sovereignty. Your attention is precious. Your time is currency. Do not chase fleeting gain, fleeting admiration, fleeting distraction. Stand like the cliff against the storm. Move like the shadow that bends the pack. Let others scramble and plead while you walk toward the mountains, unshaken, unseen, yet inevitably followed. The predator who walks away turns desire into leverage, influence into inevitability, and patience into dominion. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. Your presence alone signals command. The less you grasp, the more the world offers. Wealth, loyalty, respect. They are drawn to your orbit because they cannot own you, cannot contain you, cannot replicate the force of your internal fortress. You are the apex predator in a world full of prey, not because you strike hardest, but because you strike when the world does not expect it, and often not at all. Every empire, every legend, every master of life understood this. To attract the world, first master yourself. To command respect, first walk away from triviality. To become irresistible, first become untouchable. The predator who walks away does not lose. He sets the terms. He moves the pieces, while others remain obsessed with the dice. He is the chess master, the lone wolf, the emperor who needs no crown to be recognized. Stand now. Walk away from the distractions, the seductions, the empty battles. Build your fortress inside. Let your rituals hammer your will into steel. Let detachment become your armor and your throne. Walk toward your mission and let the world follow. The world has no choice. Walk away. Command everything. Let none possess you. He who chases loses. He who commands himself is chased by the world. These words are not a suggestion. They are a decree, a summons to rise and claim the only kingdom that matters, the one within. Today, the battlefield is not outside. It is inside your mind. The throne is not a seat of gold, but a fortress of discipline. Every choice, every ritual, every moment of restraint is a hammer striking the steel of your empire. Begin now. Build your rituals of detachment. Wake before the world awakens. Step into cold showers that shock the body but forge the mind. Journal your fears, your weaknesses, your desires, and watch them shrink under your gaze. Fast from the endless noise of notifications, validation, and clamor. Every deliberate action is a signal. You are not swayed by distraction. You are the predator, the strategist, the ruler of your internal empire. Visualize yourself as a general rising to your throne. Around you, the chaos of life swirls. Friends, enemies, opportunities, and threats. But you remain unmoved. Your rituals are your armor, your detachment, your weapon. The battles you fight are precise, surgy, cal. You strike only when necessary, move only when decisive, and walk away when the world expects you to cling. Your presence commands. Your silence dictates. Your restraint attracts loyalty, respect, and power. Understand this. The world is full of those who chase desire, approval, recognition, fear. They expend their strength on fleeting gains, scattering themselves like pawns across a board they cannot control. You will rise above them because you have learned the predator's secret. The moment you stop chasing, the world begins to chase you. Influence gravitates to your orbit. Opportunities bend toward your patience. Wealth, loyalty, and power follow your command. Your throne is not given. It is forged in the fires of discipline and the hammer of ritual. Each day you choose detachment, you add another brick to your fortress. Each time you resist the pull of impulse, you sharpen your crown. Each moment of stillness is a declaration. I am untouchable. I am not owned. I am the apex of my world. Now rise. Take your throne. Let the world follow your rhythm, not the other way around. Walk into life with the certainty of the predator, the calm of the strategist, and the indomitable will of the emperor. The throne is yours, but only if you claim it first. He who chases loses. He who commands himself is chased by the world.